Hey guys, welcome my Disney fanatics. My name's Vanessa. I'm 21 years old. I felt you guys needed I thought you guys just needed an explanation for the last video that you saw, if anyone did see it. For December, it was my dad's birthday. Me and my family, we do have annual passes. So we try to go at least once a month. So I just wanted to explain from the beginning of the video to the end of the video of what we did, what you guys were seeing, and just a little bit about myself in general. So starting off with myself, again, my name is Vanessa. I am 21. I'm a bit of a weird person. I'm obsessed with Disney and Harry Potter, you name it. Hobbies-wise, I don't do too much normally because I do work quite a bit. And whenever I am off, I do just end up staying at home. There's really no point in going out or doing anything, in my opinion. So my hobbies consist of singing. I don't consider myself a great singer. I do love to sing. I have previously, when I was in high school, I have sang at the Disney Candlelight Processional, which is a pretty big thing. I was really proud of myself for doing it. I do dance randomly. I mean, like, who doesn't dance randomly? We're all weird on the inside. We just don't like to show it to a lot of people. My favorite things. Food, I would say, is seafood, mainly shrimp. I could eat that all day, any day. Movies, I really do enjoy watching. If we're talking series-wise, it's always going to be Disney movies. I'm in love with Disney. So, Pirates of the Caribbean, I would say that would be my favorite series. I'm really interested in seeing how they're going to be making the newest Pirates of the Caribbean since Johnny Depp is no longer in it. I want to know how they're going to go with the storyline. Peter Pan. That is my favorite Disney character. Peter Pan. Music, as of right now, I listen to a wide variety of music aside from newer rap music. I don't know, rap music is really not my thing. My favorite YouTuber at the moment, I would say, is the Tim Tracker. Mainly because he shares an interest of going to Disney and a bunch of theme parks. And he likes to take his viewers on the journey with him, which is what I'm hoping to do with some of you guys. Mainly the reason for starting this channel, me and my friend, I decided that we should make a YouTube channel because we do love Disney. We go a lot. Mainly myself, I do go quite a bit. So I said, hey, why don't we just vlog around every time we go to Disney? He says, yeah, that's a good idea. So far, I'm the only one who's really posted anything, made any videos. So I'm thinking it's just going to be me to start with. I don't know if he's ever going to get into it or whatnot, but we'll see. So that's just a little bit about myself. You will get to know me throughout a bunch of videos. And you will be able to meet my little sister and my dad, if my dad would like to be in the videos, that is. My dad doesn't like his face being shown on camera. So we'll see. So starting with the video, we went November 30th through the 3rd of December. So we got like 2 months in one trip, sort of. So the first day, we really just finished packing and started hitting the road. And from the first clip that you saw, it was my little sister. She was listening to, I think, the Whippin' Nay Nay, if that's even the title of the song. And she was, I guess, doing the dance that goes along with it. And throughout the time she was dancing, I guess she got tired and she fell asleep. So I caught that little clip on tape just to show how much of a goofball she is. I love her. She's my world. Yeah, so we ended up just like, as soon as we got to the parks, we didn't check into where we were staying at quite yet. We do use Airbnb or VRBO. We really don't like looking for hotels just because it is a bit pricey in that general area of Florida. So we went to Epcot to start off with, and during the holidays they do have several different types of festivals going on. I do know during my birthday in September there was the Food and Wine Festival, and the one that just I think is still going on or is just now ending is the Festival of the Holidays. So with those festivals, you have different booths from around the world, all in the World Showcase. And let's say you have the Future World, and then you have the World Showcase. So within the World Showcase, there is 11 countries in that circular area. One was starting off in Mexico and then end in Canada, so on and so forth. So we ended up just walking from Mexico, that's where we normally start, and then end in Canada. We ended up trying something from Canada. I believe we didn't, no, it wasn't Canada. It was right next to Canada. It was like a Joffrey's little stand, and my little sister, she had gotten a peppermint sundae, which I did try. It was very good. It was nice and refreshing. It wasn't too hot that day. It wasn't really cold when we were there because, I mean, it is Florida. It doesn't get too cold or doesn't stay cold for long. I personally tried a hot chocolate with Bailey's Irish cream in it. My dad said it tasted of coconut. I don't know where he got coconut from in hot chocolate or Bailey's Irish cream. I've never tasted coconut that tastes like that ever. Have you guys? No. My dad, he got an eggnog with Fireball whiskey in it. Normally, I'm not a big fan of the cinnamon flavor, but it was actually really good in that eggnog. So after we tried that few little stuff, we did have a dinner reservation to the Spiced Round Table, which is in the Morocco Pavilion. The food, amazing food. The flavors were great. I know within taking reservations for dinner or lunch, it does get a bit pricey, but it is so worth it. The food is fantastic. I know straight after dinner, we did, throughout the day that we got there, we had fast passes for a few rides. And we ended up going on Soarin' Test Track and one other ride, I want to say. I can't quite remember. It was so long ago. So with fast passes, I don't know if you guys have ever been to Disney World or you would like to go to Disney World. I do know with fast passes, it's only 3 fast passes per each park per day. So if you end up using all of your fast passes for that specific park, you can only use 1 fast pass at a time after you use those 3 fast passes. You cannot do both 2 parks or multiple parks on the same day. They won't allow it. But normally it is 3 fast passes, and after 3 fast passes is 1 fast pass afterwards. Let's see. I know the second day we went there, we went to Animal Kingdom, and we did that day starting at Rope Drop, which is basically as soon as the park opens, you you head straight into there and you run for like the biggest attraction in that park, which as of right now it is still Pandora. I know the Flight of Passage is the longest wait time at Disney at the moment until Star Wars opens up. Galaxy's Edge is going to be a huge, huge park. Let's see. Yeah, so we did ride Flight of Passage. It was a long wait time. We started out like entering the park to get to Pandora, and as soon as we found the ride attraction, we had to weave through a lot of people just to find the end of the line, which is closer to Africa. So we waited in that line for, I would say, like a good 2.5, maybe 3 hours. But the ride is so, so worth it. I would say right after we got off that ride, I think we went to Dinosaur, I want to say. Which is basically a simulation ride. It's kind of like Jurassic Park, but more kid-friendly, less scary. Straight after that, I think we went to Mount Everest because we had a fast pass to ride Mount Everest. To me, in my opinion, that is my favorite ride in Animal Kingdom. It's a really, really fun roller coaster. You start like going forward to begin with, and then as soon as you hit like a break in the tracks, you head straight backwards, and that part is the most thrilling part of the ride. Straight after Mount Everest, I think we went to go get some lunch at the Flame Tree Barbecue. Their barbecue is so, so good. It's like the best quick service I've ever been at in Disney. It is the best food ever. Me and my sister, actually the portions were huge. So me and my sister, we shared a nice big platter where we had some baked chicken, we had some ribs and some pulled pork. And then you also get some baked beans on the side and some coleslaw. Yeah, coleslaw. And then we also had some drinks, and my dad received something else because I guess he didn't want to share with girls. Straight after, I know with quick service, there's not any indoor seating, so we had to eat outside. Which it was actually pretty nice because we got to sit in the shade and feel the breeze. It's just a nice place to relax. The only thing that was actually really funny to me is the birds there. Those Burges, that's a word now. Burges is a word. Those birds, they're actually pretty savage. They eat meat, which I thought was pretty ironic. So my little sister, they would like try to attack her, and they would just keep watching you until you drop some food. So it was pretty scary. But it was so much fun. It was hilarious watching my little sister react to the way the birds were reacting to her. Straight after we left our lunch area, I think we went to the Festival of the Lion King. No. We went to go see Pocahontas. Now, she's a character that I've always wanted to meet, and I've heard that she was in the Animal Kingdom. But I could never find her. Like, we never tried looking for her. I just remember hearing someone say that she's over there. So we actually found her. She's right in between Pandora and Africa. So we met her. She started talking to us about Miko and Flick, which were her two animal friends or sidekicks. They're like the cutest little things. She had taught us how to say hello, which is Wengapo, I want to say. So she said Wengapo, which means welcome, I guess in her language, her tribe language. And then she goes on to tell us that we look like we're animal lovers, which I do love animals, so does my little sister. And we took our pictures. which there wasn't a PhotoPass photographer there, which I thought was kind of odd. So my dad had to take the pictures with like our cell phones, and we went on from there. I think we went to go do the walk-in jungle trek is what it's called. So you see like all these animals from like Asia, including like the tigers, like monkeys. I think it was apes or gorillas, even some bats. Yeah, those bats, like there's like no windows in between those bars whatsoever. But the cast members were saying that the bats have a wingspan, so they can't fit through like the little holes that are in the wall. So that was really cool. We saw some baby bats, and we walked out from there, and we did the Kali River Rapids, which was actually a pretty fun ride. It was nice and warm outside. It was a nice way to get cooled off and refreshed. It's a cool little kid water ride. You don't get too soaked on it. I have heard that if you want to get super soaked on the ride, you have to ask the cast members to do it. I do know there was some guests that have complained that it wasn't wet enough for them, so the cast members have told him to ride the ride again, and he got soaked the second time he went on, which I thought was super cool that they could do that. I think right after we got off that, we had our fast pass for the Lion King, the Festival of the Lion King, which is by far one of my favorite shows in Disney World. There's acrobats. You get to see Timon and Pumbaa, Simba. You're seated in different like animal categories. So I think the last time we were in the elephant section, and the previous time after that we were in the warthog section. Of course, Pumbaa. It was super a cool show. I would suggest going there. You could sing along with the cast members performing, and it's just, if you enjoy The Lion King, you would really love it. Straight after that, I believe we ended up just like getting like a few snacks and whatnot throughout the day, so we wouldn't get like too full. And then straight after that, I think we had the light show, which they don't do a fireworks show at Animal Kingdom just because of the animals. They will get spooked of the fireworks making all the loud noises and everything, so they do refrain from doing any kind of fireworks. So it is merely just a light show. I think the coolest part for me was the projections on the sails of the boats and everything floating in the water and on the back where the trees were. So you can see like a bunch of animals and hear all the noises that they make. It was pretty neat. I know as soon as that was over, we actually rode Mount Everest 5 times. The wait time was like so low. And normally Mount Everest is actually a pretty low wait time, which I find to be like super hard to believe, but it actually is a really cool ride. I guess since like a lot of kids go there, they don't ride that ride too much, so it is like a super low wait time, and it's actually super worth it. Let's see, I think right after that we left, and then it was my dad's birthday on the 2nd. So for that, we actually resort hopped that day. And if you guys don't know, resort hopping is actually free. I do know the trams and the buses for transportation, it's actually running until 1 a.m. I guess it really also depends on if there's an event going on at Magic Kingdom or any kind of park, because they do have extra magic hours. So a lot of times, like after the park closes, there's like an extra hour of people still in the park that have signed up for it. Which is actually worth it if you think about it, because instead of paying to spend like a full day in the park, you spend an hour or two after it's closed, and there's like no wait times, there's barely anybody in the park. It is super worth it. You get a lot more done, and like you're basically paying the same amount for a ticket, but you get a lot more done and have a lot more fun. You're not trying to beat through a bunch of crowds. Um, so we started out doing like a few resorts, and I do know during the holidays they do decorate the resorts. So they have like huge trees, like beautiful decorations in the tree, lights. I do know within certain resorts they do have huge constructions of gingerbread. So I do know the Grand Floridian has the huge gingerbread house. The Contemporary has like a mural wall of Cinderella, the Prince, and the Fairy Godmother with the castle and the clock tower. And I think the beach and yacht club has the gingerbread carousel. And there's one more, the Swan and Dolphin. I don't remember which part. I think it's the dolphin side, where they have a huge display of like a Santa. Like Santa is like a huge chocolate display. I guess that's what I would say. Everything's made out of chocolate that you see there. Santa Claus, the rocking chair, the fireplace, the presents, the Christmas tree. It was unbelievable. I mean, yes, it's cold when you walk in, so nothing melts, but it was beautiful. For my dad's birthday, I did surprise him with a massage from the Grand Floridian Resort. He wasn't expecting it at all. So we had to be at the Grand Floridian by a certain time. So he had an hour-long massage. My sister and I, we actually walked around the Grand Floridian, like on the all along the campus that they have there, and it was beautiful grounds. We went to the arcade at one point, and that was super fun. Right after my dad's reservation for his massage, we had a reservation for dinner, which we ate at 1900 Park Fair. I think I ended up paying $35 per person, and it was a buffet. The food, incredible for a buffet. It was amazing. And it's actually a meet and greet with characters too. So I think in the morning, it's Alice in Wonderland and her friends. And then in the evening, it's Cinderella with the evil stepmother and the sisters, Anastasia and Drizella. And then once you are finished eating and you've paid, and once you leave, you get to meet Cinderella and Prince Charming. Now, I know within the parks, it's really, really hard to meet any prince. So, for it being the first time of meeting an actual prince, it was awesome. Like, I've always wanted to meet one of the princes. I actually want to meet all of them. I mean, who doesn't want to meet a prince? I think the only other time you can actually see the princes without meeting them would be in the parades or shows. So it was a really, really cool experience. Like, we talked, we got his signature, we got pictures. It was awesome. And then straight after that, we went back to, I want to say Magic Kingdom, and we got on like a bunch of like buses, and we finished resort hopping for the rest of the night. We didn't go home until around 12:30, almost 1 a.m. Not home. Oh my goodness. This other people's house that we were staying at through Airbnb. So the next day, which was our last day at Disney, we went back to Epcot. Because we had made a plan to go see the Candlelight Processional, which Neil Patrick Harris was actually narrating that day. So we ended up waiting in a long, long line, and no, we went to Magic Kingdom before that. Yeah, I think we went to Magic Kingdom before that, because I remember going to Haunted Mansion. Like, we did a few things. We like ate some lunch beforehand, I want to say, and then we took the monorail over to Epcot. So as soon as we got there, we waited in a long line because we had a fight to get a spot in the line, because if you don't get in the line and wait for a while, you will not be able to get a seat. So luckily we made it just in time. I think around, I want to say 2:30 when we got there, and it didn't start until 5 o'clock, I want to say. So we waited in the line for a pretty good while. We sat down and we got like, a cast member asked us how many people were in our party, and we got clicked in just so we actually knew we were good for a seat. And just within that wait, we went to like a few booths. Like I jumped out of line, went to a few booths, got some food and some drinks so we wouldn't be hungry within waiting. And then we went to go see the show. I know from my experience, Neil Patrick Harris, one of the best narrators. He's there every year. He'll even sing along to the last song, which is the Hallelujah chorus, which I find pretty fascinating that he knew how to sing the song. I mean, of course, he has won like Tonys and whatnot for being on Broadway, but I thought it was really cool that he would participate in singing along as long as telling the story of Christ. So straight after that, I believe we left to go home. And just overall, the Disney experience that we had the previous time we went was the best time, I believe. I don't think we've ever rode that many rides in one day in Animal Kingdom, and like ate and like did like any like all that stuff within that time frame. It was the best time I've ever had, and I'm hoping to take you guys along with me, just so you guys get the feel. If you want to come to Disney and see how it is, I can help you along with that process and like show you what's all out there. If you have any questions, please leave some comments down below and smash the like button, subscribe, and press the notification bell on the side just so you don't miss any videos that are coming up. And of course, stay connected. All right. Have a magical time, guys. Bye.